Welcome guys. We're doing beading today. Just wanted to share with you something that I've learned, how to make flower beading earrings. It's really simple. Once you know how to do the design, it takes about 15 minutes to make one ear. So we have 6-pound thread, clear thread. You're gonna need about 3 feet, maybe a little 4 feet of clear thread, 6-pound. You're gonna need about 140 seed beads. We're using size 11 0 bronze. We will need 4 different colors of the 4mm bicone glass crystals. You want to use 4 different colors so it's easier to move along. You'll need a hook and scissors, a lighter, and a plier. The first step that we are going to start off with the black color. We will be starting with this portion first, the 2 black crystals and the vine. So you want to start with 1 black bicone, seed bead, bicone, and then 8 of the size 11 seed beads. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should look like this. So I'm going to leave a little tail. So I pull this all the way through, and then I'm going to take my size 10 needle and I'm going to go back towards the end and insert through the initial, my first black bicone. I'm going to make a loop. And I'm going to go thread this through twice just to make it more secure. And it's okay if your beads move around as long as you know where you are. What you need to know is you need to stop after you go through the first seed bead between the 2 black bicone. So right now I just finished 1 petal, side, these 2, portion right here. My next step, I'm going to make the middle of the flower. I'm going to pick 4 of the size 11 bronze, so 4 seed beads. I'm just moving on, I'm just going to say seed beads, 4 seed beads. And I'm going to go through the opposite end of this line. You see my line? Maybe it's easier if I pull this through. I'm going to go through the opposite end and I'll make a circle. So got this line, and I'm going to make sure that I go through the opposite. See how this is moving to my right? I'm going through and enter the left or top part. When you pull it through, you have a circle of 5. Once you go through that, you want to move 1 more seed bead, pull, pick up a black bicone, 1 seed, pull it all the way through, and I'm going to skip the seed bead. I'm going to go through the bicone and I'm going to insert my needle through the next seed bead. See that? Okay, that's a crucial step. Do the same thing. I'm going to pick a black bicone, seed bead, pull through. I'm going to insert, skip the seed bead, go through the bicone, go to the next middle seed bead, middle, and I'm going to pull. Now I have 4 petals. My last one, same thing. Insert, and go through the next. Now this is important. Done the same thing so far, but you see this nice huge gap that I have? I want my middle bicone, the very first one that I have, to sit right in the middle between these two. So I'm going to have to insert my needle up through that. I'm going to pull through. So now I have a perfect first petal that looks exactly like this. Or you flip it through the other side. Exactly like that. Okay? All right. Pick a seed bead. Pick a flower. Pick a seed bead. Step. And go back this side. And go down. So essentially, what I just made is the second part right here. I'm going to follow the loop. I'm going to follow through the seed bead, through the black bicone, seed bead, bicone, and then I'm going to end up right in the middle. I'm going to go through that seed bead. And just make sure all your lines aren't tangled because it can get really confusing. So I'm in the middle of the second flower. I'm going to pick 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to make the middle of the flower again, the second flower. Make a circle. Oops. I'm going to go through one bead, seed bead, pick up a bicone, seed bead, skip the first seed bead, go back through the bicone, the butt. Oh, stubborn. Go to the next. Oops. See. Go to the next petal. Same thing, bicone, bead, pull through, skip the bead, go to the bicone, go to the next middle. Make sense so far? Bicone, bead, back to the middle, back to the bead. And then just go back through the very first red petal that I have. And through first petal. See that? Okay. So we're looking at the original, comparing where we're at. We just finished the second flower. You see my thread is out here on the right side between the red and the vine. My job right now is to try to get to the other side after the seed bead on the second petal of the red. So I'm going to go through this way. Through the seed bead at the tip, through the black petal, through the middle seed bead of the black flower, up through the bicone, black bicone tip, through the seed bead between the black and the red, pick up 6 bead, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, See where I'm at? I'm right over here. I am trying to make that vine. So I picked up 6 and I am going to attach through to the bead on the next red petal. Make sense? And right now, I am actually going to make this portion right here. I'm going to pick up 6 more. So I'm making the champagne color flower. I'll pick up 6 bead. 4, 5, 6. 1 petal, 1 bead, 1 petal. And I am going to incorporate the seed bead at the tip of the red petal, the first one, and make a circle right here. So it's going to look like that. I just made this loop right here. So now, since I'm at this end, my job is to follow through and try to get into the middle of that bead to make the metal flower. So that's what I'm going to do. Go through the vine, go through the vine, petal, and the middle between the 2 champagne beads. Okay, now that I'm there, I'm going to make the middle of the flower. 4 beads, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to incorporate that middle part. Do the same thing. Now I have the middle of the champagne flower. I'm going to go through 1 more bead. Pick up the bicone. Pick up the seed. We're going to do the same thing over and over. Go through the bicone and the next seed. Go take a bicone, another seed. Makes sense so far, right? Bicone, next seed. Bicone, next seed. Okay, you see how this area is kind of weak. I'm going to make sure I go through my last, connect my last petal with my first so that I have a complete circle. So let's stop and see where we're at. We just finished our 3rd flower. We're right here. And right now I'm going to connect between my last. So I'm going to make this circle right here. The white, the clear white, yellowish flower petal, the circle. So 1 bead, bead, 1 bead, 1 bead, and I'm going to go through the next loop. And I'm going to connect the petal. I'm going to make a full circle. And I am going to end up right in the middle of the last flower. It's okay if your wire goes crazy, just as long as you tighten it towards the end. There we go. So right now I'm right here, and I'm going to make the middle of the yellow flower. Do 4 again. Connect it into a circle. Again, go through 1 more bead. Pick up the bicone. seed, go through the bicone, skip the seed, go to the next petal, do the same thing until you have a complete flower. It's good to have a felt pad surface to work on so that the beads don't roll around and you don't lose your beads. So I'm going to complete my flower. I'm connect my last petal with my first one and see where we're at. So I'm right here. My thread is right at the end between the two flowers in the vine, and my job is to try to get to the other side so that I can make my vine on this side. So I'm going to loop around through the seed, through the champagne petals, to the middle of the champagne flower, through the seed. So I'm on the other side now. Pick up 6, 2, 4, 6, and I'm going to connect it to the next petal. See that? There, and I'm going to make my hook. I'm going to pick 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to incorporate the first bead. And make a circle. See that? And in order for me to make this diamond shape, once I'm done with the circle, I have to go through 2 bead, add a new one, go through 2, add a new, go through 2, add a new, and then go through the last 2 and loop around. So it makes it into a diamond. And you're done. I can reinforce, or if I'm happy, I can tie this off. Ooh. Let's not be messy. Let's see. Let's just go one more time just to make it strong. Just one more time around just to make it strong. I don't think your ears wear down earring very fast, so I don't think it needs to be super durable. But just in case. So you make a loop, go through, tie it off, cut up the end. This is the fun part. Don't burn yourself. Lighter, burn the tip. This is why you leave a long tail towards the end, so you can actually thread it again. And the bigger the needle, the easier it is to tie. All you have to do is just tie it up towards the end, make a loop. It's like tying your shoelace, except supposedly easier. Da-da-da-da-da. And then take your earring hoop, get your plier, figure out which part bends which way, take the plier, bend it out, take the hook, hook it on, take the plier, bend it back, good to go. Got your second set. So you can find the supplies. There'll be a link online in the video description.